Get my 6. So guys, we're going to go up and check the gifting box that we left yesterday evening for our friends, potentially Bigfoot Sasquatch. On the way up, I want to point out my beautiful bride dearly, aka Giggly Girl's garden. One of her gardens. It's doing really well. Here's the lettuce that she uses to make me fresh salads with almost daily now. Her corn over there is doing really great. You might not be able to see it too well because of the sun in the backdrop. We're going to go ahead and head up into the woods. It's still early. I look a little rough, not because I just woke up, but because I just ran 3 miles. And I was wearing this shirt the whole time. It's really great. It's not even wet. Oh. We startled her. Oh, she's still there. But it's not because she's afraid of the dog man. He's gone, if you'll remember. We got rid of him. And he, she, it, or they, who potentially may be Bigfoot Sasquatch, are back. She's just not going out into the forest because she's afraid, not because she's afraid of dog man, but because she has a little fawn up here. She's been parading her around here the last couple days, ever since we got rid of the dog man. So we got to keep our eyes open. We might see her little baby right here. She's probably up here with her. I want to make sure not to scare it. Anyway, I ran 3 miles. It's like just after 8 right now. Trudy Ellis, thank you. I've been meaning to give you a shout out and a thanks for the last couple videos, but I've been saving it for the end and it slips in my mind because I'm so enthralled with what's going on up here. But Trudy Ellis pointed out to me in the comments, that was a leaf. Don't worry, that wasn't the green monster. That was a leaf. You know what? Let's start scanning because we're close to where the gifting box is. Heading up the trail here. Get my 6 back in here. Trudy Ellis pointed out to me in the comments how to change the settings on my new smartphone. I've got this Apple iPhone 11 and I'm like way behind the curve with technology. It's my first smartphone ever. The only reason I got it is because last Halloween I dropped my little flip phone that I've had for a million years in the field. Couldn't find it for a week, and by the time I found it, it had been rained on for a week straight, and so it just didn't work anymore. So I went ahead and upgraded to this. Keep your eyes on it. Started out with the high definition videos, but quickly got away from it because of the fact that it takes like 4 hours for these things to upload because our connection's so terrible out here in the middle of nowhere. And every 30 seconds, I'd have to tap the screen while the video was uploading or it would fall asleep and the upload would stop. But Trudy Ellis pointed out in the comments section how to change my settings so I could start the upload, walk away from it. The screen won't fall asleep. So it's great. I'll start the upload and walk away. I go out and do other things. I help Miss Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, in her gardens. Run if I haven't done that yet, or just whatever. Read, write. The writing's coming along really well. By the way, thank you to everybody who has gone to Amazon and gotten their copy of Bigfoot Sasquatch Files Volume 1. I can assure you Volume 2 is well on the way. So many of these stories were already written before this even started. They've been piling up. Just because I haven't published for 3 years does not mean I have not written in 3 years. Trust me, I've got a lot of gems written, well polished, put away in Word doc, waiting to come out, and they are. Volume 2 will be out very soon. I can't say exactly when because there's still a lot of editing and stuff going on. It's going to be very soon. You guys made Volume 1 such a success that there's no way I can't release Volume 2, so stay tuned for that. So, Trudy Ellis, thank you. I'll start the upload like on this one, recording them early in the mornings, start uploading it, go on about my day, get the next 1,000 to 3,000 words a day I've been written, all because I know how to work the settings on my phone now. So anyway, yesterday evening, check this out. This wasn't here when I came through here yesterday. I don't know if you can see it, but some sort of like scratching, scruffing around. We're close to the area where we put the gifting box filled with, I hate to ruin it for you if you didn't see the video yet, but blueberries. That's why we started the opening scene here with raspberries, because I don't see it. I had it right here. I had it on this one. You see this firewood thing right here? It's like a piece of pine I actually put there to put the box on. And then I had my phone sitting on this little retro arcade game thing I use as a tripod, because it actually works better than the tripods we have. And the box is gone. I figured they'd open it up and eat the blueberries, but they took the whole box. And I just bought that box. I spent $3 on that box at a thrift store just yesterday. This isn't good. I like that box. So anyway, let's look around here for it. Get my 6. We're in their territory now. This is where they threw something at us the other day to let us know they were back. And it just got eerily quiet, except for a bird off quite a ways in the distance. Well, let's just walk around and look for it. So anyway, Trudy, again, I just can't thank you enough here, because you've not just given me my time back to do this the right way, upload these videos in high definition. And there'll be times we're doing 360 because either I've forgotten to plug this phone in overnight and it's low bat, or I do like to take the other one with me, especially when I go up in the lair. And there's no shenanigans going on my end. It's just sometimes I'll grab the wrong phone. That'll happen, but I don't know, just sorry, I'm scanning like as far out as I can see, and I'm not seeing that box anywhere. It's probably taken by like a raccoon or a possum or a bear. We've got so much wildlife around here. I love to just sit out here in the evenings just before dark, listen to the tree knocks of our forest friends from far and wide, and I see so much wildlife. I've had foxes walk right by me. I've been sitting out here in chairs and just had deer walk right by me, almost close enough to I could reach out and touch them, and they'll get 10 or 15 feet by me and they look back like they can sense me being there, and they realize it's me, and they're like, oh, it's just you, and then they just turn back around and keep going. It's incredible. But I'm not seeing a box. Oh, look at that. Speaking of the devil, there was that baby fawn. I hope I got it in this camera, in this video. I literally could have reached out and touched it. It was right there. So there's the proof in the pudding. I'm not making this stuff up. None of it. And now we're getting it in high definition because of Trudy Ellis. Taught me how to change the settings on my phone. And now I can go, guys, I'm working on something I started literally 7 years ago. There's just so much stuff I've wanted to do with writing. I've written a lot, well, not a lot, but half a dozen novels, and they're pretty good, but they're real good. But I never really had the audience I wanted. But you guys have filled that void. And so I've been remotivated to pull out something I started 7 years ago. It's like this massive anthology on it's I always wanted to write the great American novel, and I've written several novels, but good they might be, but great is not the proper term. But in the years and years and years and years spent practicing to get up to that point of actually being a novelist, I became a decent short story writer, and actually have won some international journalism awards writing short stories as essays for media. Did really well. Made all this possible, everything you see around here. And it reminded me of, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an Olympic marathon runner. Never run a marathon in my life. But on the way building up to that, I became a pretty good miler. Won a state championship and got to go to college and run track on a tuition waiver, and ended up getting a degree, which opened other doors. So my point to this is we might not achieve the fantasy, but we still get to live the dream on the way there if we take the steps towards getting us there. We might get it. I might write the great American novel someday. Maybe I already have, just don't know it yet. But in the meantime, as a pretty good short story writer, I wanted to put together 31 of the greatest horror genre short stories ever written. I mean, since maybe like a collection like we haven't seen since H.P. Lovecraft in the we didn't see those stories till the 1950s. He actually didn't get famous till after he was dead. He wrote those stories in the teens in the 1920s. But like that, just not a bunch of monsters that look like fish and whatnot. Like he was terrified of fish or something. Wow, guys, I see the box. I see it. By the way, that's ironic. I wrote a novel called The Box. I think it's the greatest thing I've ever written. It's had the lowest sales, but whatever. It was great. But I see our box. It's down there in the trail that goes to our house. I'm gonna walk down here. Something must have gotten the berries, dragged it out of the woods, and brought it down here to leave it. So anyway, I got this collection of these short. They're like 3,000 words long, which is like a 15-minute read. And I've gotten back into it, and I hope to make this the year that I get this thing finished and published, like mid to late September, so everybody can get it, even if they want a print copy and have it. So, you know, the 31 chapters, it's not chapter 1, it says October 1. So like you could sit down, spend 15 or 20 minutes curled up with a really creepy, awesome, good short story every day in October going up to Halloween. 7 years in the making, and knock on wood, there's a tree around here somewhere because I planted 1,000 this spring and 1,000 last year. Look how well this poplar's doing, 4 feet tall. Knock on wood, this will be the year we get that done. So stay tuned for that. And I want to thank you for that. Just with this, whatever. Bigfoot Sasquatch Files, Volume 1, Volume 2's on the way. And here's our box. Let me flip the phone. It's closed, but it's not hard to open and close. It has just, I think it was an old jewelry box. Let me show you what I've got here. All right, here we have our beautiful homestead. There's the box at the end of the trail. We just finished mowing again yesterday. So it looks like a resort again. Tell you guys, 10 hours a month is all it takes. It's a lot of mowing, but we only do it every 10 days. It takes about 3 hours and 15 minutes each time, and the place looks like a resort. If you got a place like this and you're not willing to put 10 hours a month into mowing it to make it looking like this, you're lazy, period. No other excuse. So anyway, here's our box. Let's see if they took our blueberries. Something took our blueberries, I'm sure. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that thing's alive. Guys, there's a freaking bat in the box. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. Looks like the thick just plotted. We have a little bat in the box. And all of a sudden, I feel like I'm being watched. We've probably been being watched the whole time. I'm sure him, her, it, or they, who apparently left us a gift in the gift box. Is that their way of saying thank you? Makes me wonder if I should drill holes in the top of the box in case they put something else in there, like this little thing that needs to breathe. It's still alive. It looks like it's tired, probably running on oxygen debt. Good thing I got out here earlier instead of later. I'm going to take it up here, and I know where there's a bunch of rocks up here at the top of this hill, a place I don't go to too often because it's super creepy, largely because bats come flying out of there at night. We're going up here and let's turn this sucker loose. Oh no, I gotta cross the X to get there. Oh well, it's gotta be done. Okay guys, you can see behind me there my Dew 6. There's a big rock mound. There's sinkholes back in there, and we've seen bats coming out of there. And so that's where I just put our little critter that was found in our box here. I think this was an old jewelry box. Listen very closely. Why didn't I film, hey Crazy Lake, why didn't you film yourself putting the bat backs? Blah, blah, blah. Why didn't you film yourself putting the bat back from the box? Because that bat's a wild animal and it's been through enough stress and duress. I wanted to do it properly and correctly and not make a big to-do out of it on social media, because getting it back safely... Something's throwing stuff at us. I just heard a howl. Getting it back safely with the least amount of stress involved as necessary is what's most important. So anyway, I see something very large and brown moving through the woods. Let me try to flip the phone. Let's see if we can get it. It went just to the right of that tree. I swear, guys, is that it? Look, right there in the center. It's as if they snuck up on us while we were in here putting that bat back. And see that? They threw something at us, and there they are. Trying to zoom in more, but I can't. Look at that. Oh, what an adventure this turned out to be, no? Came up to check the box. Something not only took the blueberries, but they moved the box and brought us a bat. And it appears as if they may have given us a little cameo here towards the end as well. So guys, thanks for being back for another episode of the PBS. The potential Bigfoot Sasquatch show.